After parts 1, 2, and 3 of the Worst Car Guys videos, I realized I don't want to only focus on making fun of people who lie about their car or act and drive like a jerk. I love hearing about the good and bad experiences you guys have had, but it was kind of sad seeing how many people think the whole car community is bad and filled with egotistical, dangerous driving, clout-chasing liars, and I want to do my part to appreciate the good in people. It could be helpful for everyone to give more attention to the good people you meet, pass along the appreciation from them to others, and ignore the jerks. Now, I'm not saying car meets should be 100 people roaming around a parking lot, giving out hugs and being like, "I love you." But I felt like one part wasn't enough for this topic, so here's a part 2 of the best car people you'll find out there. Let's get into it. Real quick, if you haven't seen the Best Car Guys Part 1 video, maybe check that out after, or any of the Worst Car Guys videos. Everything in the Best Car Guys videos is genuine, but the Worst Car Guys one is meant to throw around a little bit of banter. I don't make any of these thinking I know everything about cars and people. I'm just here to share my experiences and have some laughs with you guys. Speaking of sharing stories, put your best or funniest stories, good or bad, in the comments or message them to me on Instagram. I mentioned this last video too, but new Liberty Drives merch is out now and more is on the way. Check that out and maybe pick up something cool, and let me know what you think if you don't find anything for you. Now, getting right into the list, first up is the well-off humble guy. This was a suggestion in a comment on another video, but I've had a few great run-ins with these types of people. For anyone who remembers, this is kind of the complete opposite of the pathological liar with the poorly kept stock 370Z I mentioned in the first Worst Car Guys video. You know, the one who tried to convince my whole group that his car was worth $60,000 because it had a Bose factory system, while all of us deep down were just like,
"What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought."
The idea of well-off can change depending on how you look at it, but my first time experiencing this was talking to a modded mint 5th Gen ZL1 owner a few years ago. The more recent time I ran into one of these guys was a young C8 Corvette owner at a smaller Cars and Coffee I went to. This guy was awesome. He had a C8 t-shirt on, walked around and was talking and laughing with everybody there, left and came back with a group of like 6 GT350s, and was just a chill, friendly guy. He ended up talking to my girlfriend and me while we were checking out his car at one point, and he was really cool about telling me what he had done to the car, his plans, and stuff like that, but in a very non-braggy way. Although I definitely consider someone well off for reasonably being able to afford what was a $100,000 car at the time, I can't remember getting a chance to talk to anyone with a more expensive car like a Lambo or a McLaren. I do know some very well off non-car people who are really humble about their money, and obviously most of these best or worst people apply to almost every area of life. But for now, we're sticking to car guy examples, and most entering this list are actually more exclusive to the car world. Best car guy number 2 is the rando on the highway that you connect with in one way or another, besides in a literal sense. This could be someone who yells "nice car," cruises behind you and gives a thumbs up, safely makes a little noise next to you, or makes some noise in response to you making a little noise. A few months back, I was cruising on the highway when a red C6 popped up next to me. I never really saw him coming, even though there weren't many people on the road and it was light out. We both stuck to safe speeds, but after I downshifted, put my foot down a little to test the waters, and coasted, he did the same once I slowed back down. I've seen some comments in the Worst Car Guys videos that mention hating when other drivers badger them to race and drive like a jerk just because of what they drive, but I can honestly say we both kept it very safe. We stayed in our lanes, didn't swerve or get close to anyone, didn't go past like 85, and didn't even hold that speed. If he hadn't seemed to be cool with it, I would have just stopped after testing things the first time. I've tried to explain to people before that I feel like one reason why the car world is so awesome is because it can be an obvious interest when you see that other nice car on the road. Besides the times the other person has a nice car but isn't really interested in the car world, or they drive like a jerk or something, I feel like it's amazing how there can be an instant connection between people. Sometimes it really feels like in that short, random, wholesome driving moment, you could look at the other car and driver and be like,
"What? Did we just become best friends?" "Yep."
Sometimes people make noises they pass me, and I hope it's all in good fun and just for the hobby appreciation. But when I watch them keep flooring it to like 90 or 100 and realize they're just driving like an asshole, it does kind of kill the mood. On our way to the meet my group always goes to, we've run into a straight-piped Gran Turismo a couple times, which sounds incredible. That guy drives pretty chill, but he did give my friend a little glimpse of the Gapplebee's parking lot one time, and on our way back that same day, we ran into a 720S that we didn't even remember seeing at the meet. That 720 was probably the wildest random road encounter encounter I've had, and let's just say we got a little red and blue scare after that guy went up to probably like 140. The roads were surprisingly empty though, and most of us couldn't even hit those speeds, never mind be anywhere near keeping pace with a 720. Third for today is the ready to learn newbie. This one's mostly from all the people who have messaged me with questions and started out with, so I'm new to the car world, or I know pretty much nothing about cars. The open-minded people who are ready to learn are an awesome part of the car world, as opposed to the fake know-it-alls from the second worst Car Guys video. The fake know-it-alls aren't sure about much in the car world, but they act like they are, even if they let something ridiculous out every once in a while, and everyone else is like... The chill newbies just know that they think cars are cool and they want to get into them, but they just haven't had enough exposure to car stuff yet, whether it's because they haven't been interested enough in the past or they're just young. Either way, it's never too late to start learning, and once you put even a little time into learning how systems work or car models and stuff, if that's what you're into, you'll realize it's a lot simpler than you might think. For anyone who wants to learn more about cars and the car world, the channels I've watched most in the last like 5 years were Street Speed 717, Bladed Angel, It's Just a Six, That Dude in Blue, and Matt Moran Motoring. Other obviously great channels are Doug DeMuro for learning about car trims and models, and Chris Fix for car maintenance and repair work. Also, of course, feel free to ask me any questions if I can help. Second to last for the official entries is that AutoZone guy that makes you remember why you choose AutoZone over anywhere else. You can also feel this way for other parts stores, but AutoZone's my go-to parts place most of the time, so it's the only place I've experienced this. At the AutoZone I go to, I feel like I always leave there appreciating how chill and helpful the people there were. It even happened to me last time when I just brought my crappy new-to-me daily for commuting this summer. The guy was chill, super helpful, and we ended up talking about our past and current cars. I'm honestly just kind of realizing how much free marketing this is for AutoZone. I know it's already a huge company, but just so you know, AutoZone, here at Liberty Drives, we are very much open to sponsorships, and you could be our first one since we don't actually have any yet.
Oh no. Anyway, last week...
Anyway, number 5 for today is another awesome one from my own personal experiences, and it's the cool cop. I don't know how police assigning works, but at the meets my group goes to, it feels like the cop there must sign up to be there or want to be there. Every time we've been there for the past few years, they've all been really cool. Nobody at those leaves like an asshole though or tries to drift or do burnouts. It's a very civilized and kind of wholesome but still wicked fun cars and coffee. Guys will talk with the cops, and sometimes the worst thing I've heard the cops say is just no wheel spinning to the people, which I think is actually completely fair. Probably more than 3/4 of the guys leaving the meets will make a lot of noise and rev up their cars as they leave, and I've never seen the cops have a problem with it. There are obviously asshole cops out there, but these are the chill guys who are actually just at meets to make sure everything stays safe and there are no accidents with people leaving a meet on a busier street.
Oh no. I'm speaking in rhyme!
The best experience I've had with this was at a meet we went to in August last year. A cop showed up like a third of the way through people leaving, and originally he just sat in his car next to the exit as people left, so everyone was kind of watching and not sure if he was going to pull someone over for being loud or rowdy. Pretty quickly he started smiling and waving some of the drivers on when they seemed hesitant, which helped us realize he was cool. After a few people went like that, a Lambo, C8, and some other cars came to the exit, and he actually started telling them to make some noise with his PA system. Turned out he really was just a super cool guy, and he wanted to hear the cars as much as everyone else. The road was pretty calm traffic-wise that time, so he only got out to stop traffic when an SVJ came down. He was really chill though, made sure the road was safe so we could have a good time, had a good time himself, and actually made it more fun for everyone else. An honorable mention for the best car guys that I really could have made an actual entry is you guys. This wasn't the majority of comments on the other videos, but like I said, a lot of comments said how the whole car community has gone down the drain and is full of people putting each other down. Although we've all seen people like that at one point or another, so many of you guys are definitely proof that there's a hell of a lot of good people in this community. Believe me, I have read a lot of comments. I try to read and respond to everyone I can. And in doing that, I've seen people give condolences to others for crappy situations, support to those who mentioned getting made fun of for whatever reason, and help and advice to random other people with questions. I don't want to make this video all goopy and mushy, but I feel like showing more appreciation to genuinely friendly people who encourage you to be smart and friendly, but be yourself, work hard, and have fun. And don't encourage people to be assholes. Even when times get annoying or someone comes at you kind of hostile from square one, just take a deep breath and keep the whole thing calm. You'd definitely be surprised how many people will chill out and almost 180 their attitude when you act friendly back. Like the other videos, let me know if you have any funny, interesting, or even random experiences that relate to these. always, you all know you're more than welcome to DM me or leave a comment with advice, questions, a video topic you'd want to see, or anything else. As always, thank you guys very much for watching. I really appreciate every single one of you. I'll see you all in the next one. Have a great day.